Hi guys, and welcome back to episode 22 of Saving Schalke. Since we last met, we've only played one game in the league, and that happened to be against Bayern Munich, which we won 3-1. We are going into this game in the Pokal final against Bayern Munich, being 1-1 overall on past meetings this season. If we look at the overall history, we've won 2, drawn 1 and lost 1, but ultimately we knocked them out of the Pokal last year on penalties. If we look at the side as well that we'll be going with today, we're going to be going near enough full strength. However, I'll be playing Ransford-Yeboah instead of Sesko. So we're going to be playing Georgie. I'm going to rest Wagnerman for the final. So I'll play Kalulu, who's just as good. Kevin, Malik, because I want Saliba fit for the Champions League final as well. Then I'll play Mariba, Scott, Demir, Cunha, Harvey Elliott, and then Ransford-Yeboah up top, with the likes of Sesko, Sidi Sane, Wagnerman coming off the bench. I'll also put Saliba on the bench instead of Ardi here. But yes, we're going with a strong side in this game. I think that Bayern Munich have been the strongest side in the Bundesliga this year. We ultimately lost the league to them. If we were closer in points, I would have brought you the end of the season, but they just were too far ahead of us going into that final game of the season. But you look at their side, they've not actually got Neuer in goal. They've got a former Schalke goalkeeper, Nubel, Kimmich, guy called Oscar, never heard of him, Lautaro, Valentini, Alphonso Davies, Goretzka, Müller, Sabitzer, Leroy Sané, Musiala and Vlahovic up top. They've got a few good players on the bench as well, so it's going to be a tough game here. I would like to win the Pokal. It's something that I want to tick off the list. Realistically, in the next coming episodes, I want to be able to win this and the Champions League to tick 2 pieces of silverware off the list. I ultimately do still want to win the Bundesliga, so no matter what happens in these 2 games coming up, I will be playing a 4th season. Kimmich with a free kick here, floats it over straight to Goretzka and 1-0 to Bayern Munich, 6.5 minutes in. So not the start that I wanted. Kalulu misread a flight of the ball and it just went over his head over to Goretzka, who finishes it past Georgie. But yes, I will be bringing a 4th season. I would like to win the Champions League, the Pokal and the Bundesliga. So if I can tick 2 of them off this year, it would be amazing. However, with this start in this game, it doesn't look very good. But playing against the likes of Bayern Munich week in, week out is tough, and we need to show our quality. We haven't got an amazing transfer budget. I think we've got something along the lines of 35 million. So hopefully we can bring in some replacements for a few faces, especially a better centre-back instead of Malik. Realistically, he's our weak point in defence. Rugari wings the ball back here. We're also bringing in a left-back. He came 2nd or 3rd in the X-Gen. He looked fantastic. Ransford-Yeboah has a fantastic chance, but they get in the way of the block. And Vlahovic looks like to break here, but Rugari just brings him down, but Sane picks it up. And he's just looking to drive past. I think that's Malik on that side. Plays it back to Kimmich, but that's the end of the highlight there. Yes, I would like to bring in another centre-back to replace Malik. And I would like to bring in a strong centre attacking midfielder. Because obviously Cunha is in on loan. And then ultimately you've got Harvey Elliott in on loan as well. Sidi Sane's a good player. However, I would like to bring in a replacement for him. He has had a few good chances. He's more of an impact player for us, Sidi Sane. Similar to Ransford-Yeboah, who also kicked up the fuss for not playing, so that's why I'm playing him today. But yes, there's a few signings that I would like to bring in here and there, but doing it with 35 million is going to be tough. So if I could offload a few players to then bring in cheaper players that could be a potential. Looking at the likes of Regari with a new left back coming in, both of them are going to be competing for first team positions, because I think this player was a 4-star player when I signed him for something ridiculous like 6.5 million, so it was a no-brainer realistically. In at half time here, we're 1-0 down. I want to see a much better second half from the boys, but if I could offload the likes of Regari and then put all of that money in towards the centre back or a centre attacking mid or left attacking mid. Demir's got a corner here, ball comes in into Kevin, wins the header, but it's just over the bar. So it looks like we're coming back into this game slowly but surely. You look at the XG and we're slowly creeping above them in terms of XG and chances, but I do want to win this Silverware, so anything that I can do in the next coming moments I will do, and I think that's going to start with bringing in Benjamin Sesko, and I'll also bring off Cunha, move Demir into a centre attacking mid role and play Sidi Sane on the right hand side. But you look, Regari's not having a brilliant game, so is he starting to become a weak spot? We obviously signed him on a free in that from that first season, and he was fantastic, and has been for the last 2 seasons. Ball played over, Elliott through 1-on-1 and slots it past the goalkeeper, but it's going to go to VAR here. It's a fantastic finish no matter what from Harvey Elliott. Just ball played over the top by Sidi Sane, I think it was, and the goal is disallowed. He was offside, but Elliott with a fantastic finish nonetheless. Yes, as you can see, Sidi Sane very, very tight. Could have easily, depending on the VAR, it could have been given as a goal, but fantastic finish. But we're still 1-0 down here. I will demand more from the players. They normally react quite nicely to that, so hopefully we can get a few highlights coming in the second half. But it's coming up to the 70th minute mark. I am actually going to bring on Ransford Yeboah, Wagnerman, instead of Kalulu, just because Kalulu's not had a very good game, is on a yellow card, and it was his mistake that ultimately led to the goal. And they've got a free kick in a similar position to what they scored at. They've got a few men over on the back post, so Kimmich is going to look for them. Vlahovic taps it in to make it 2-0, but it looks like it's going to VAR. Linesman stood there, hasn't moved. He's going to VAR, and it will be a goal. So exact same goal for the second one as it was the first one. So we're going to actually have to look at set pieces going into the next game and see if we're actually marking at the back post, because as you can see there was a lot of people marking in the middle but not marking the 2 men at the back. But Regari plays it up to Scott here, who looks over the top for Sidi Sane. Plays it back to Sesko, but Nubel got in the way and it goes out for a corner to Schalke. We're going to have to score a goal sooner rather than later if we want any chance of winning this today. And that corner comes in and Sidi Sane heads it over the bar. It's disappointing that we've come so far and got so close and we're just throwing it away at the last hurdle. Kimmich on the ball here plays it back to their centre-back, Oscar I think his name was. And yes, Nubel was a former Schalke player. In real life, he's just moved to Bayern Munich and become Neuer's understudy. I would have loved to see him stay at Schalke because he is a very good goalkeeper. He's what, in some respects, helped them in the Bundesliga when they got relegated by not losing as many games. He kept them in them. Wagnerman's just smashed that against Regari and it's gone out for a Bayern Munich corner here. That was so poor from Wagnerman. And that resulting corner is going to come in from Kimmich, a world-class player. You look at the two sides and they're somewhat incomparable. Like, you've got the likes of Kimmich, Goretzka, Thomas Müller in the ranks of Bayern Munich, whereas we've got the likes of Yusuf Demir, who's a fantastic player, but he's not grown into his full potential yet, whereas the other two are slowly getting there. Rugari wins it back over the top to Sidi Sane, one-on-one, and he slots it past the goalkeeper with 12 minutes of the game left to go. So can we come back from this? It's quite potential now. We have been not the better side, but we've created more chances. Rugari nicks the ball off Kimmich. Fantastic challenge. Ball played over. Sidi Sane, one touch, two touch, slots it past the goalkeeper at the front post. So it was a fantastic finish by him there. But yes, 10 minutes to go. I will encourage the players just to see if we can get that extra little bit from them. But it does look like time is slowly ticking away, and they've actually got a highlight here with Kimmich. Vlahovic headers it on to Valentini to make it 3-1 to Bayern Munich. So it does ultimately look like Bayern Munich are going to win the Pokal here. Disappointing, after beating them 3-1 in the league, we're losing 3-1 to them in the Pokal final. But Vlahovic just climbed highest, had a fantastic game he has, but so has Kimmich on an 8.2. He's been far and away the best player on the pitch, and time's just ticking away here, and it looks like we're going to have to come back for that fourth season to try and win the Pokal. Ultimately, we knocked Bayern Munich out in our second season, so that was the best chance of us winning it, and we've fallen at the final hurdle here in our third season. The players are walking up to gather the trophy. It's disappointing from us here. Number 9, which I think is Thomas Müller, is going to lift the trophy, and I wish that was our players there. I wish that was Kevin lifting the trophy, but unfortunately tonight it has been a victory to Bayern Munich. They've ultimately won the Pokal 3-1, but our heads now turn to the Champions League final. That will be against Chelsea in next episode. Yes, held at Wembley. Quite cold on the 1st of June. You would expect it to be slightly hotter. You look at Chelsea's side. Let's go to their tactics. They've got a very strong side. We did look at it briefly last episode. So hopefully we can get one over them in next episode in the Champions League final. But if you have enjoyed, guys, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Check our Instagram out below. And I look forward to bringing you the Champions League in the next episode.